What's going on, guys, and welcome back to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. My name is Ronnie, and today we're going to be talking about some of the criticism that people are just putting out there towards Insomniac Games regarding the recent Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer that we got, the gameplay trailer. And yes, welcome back to another amazing Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. I'm definitely going to be dishing out a lot more of these since we got that new gameplay, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about, including theories and of course the recent criticism. Now, I gotta say, some of the criticism has been mostly positive, but then there are those that have stuck out more, specifically the negative ones. And this is not even criticisms at all, if you can call it that. These are just people just complaining and talking about how this looks similar, if not close to, the previous generation. And now, I'm not saying that every single negative criticism out there is bad. There are some that are genuine. They're actually giving fair, decent criticism. And they were talking about how the game can look a little bit better. And I can understand it to a certain extent. But then when you take it to the point where you come across as offensive and a total then it starts to get serious, and that's where like the final straw is broken. James Stevenson, if you're familiar with that name, took to Twitter and responded to some of the criticism. And I've talked about James Stevenson before, and if you don't know who he is, let me refresh your memory. He's one of the Insomniac Games community director, and he just took to Twitter answering to some of the comments that people left about Marvel Spider-Man 2. And let's go ahead and read some of these replies. So one person on Twitter who goes by Trayshawn Porsche asked James Stevenson a question. And the question is the latest Spider-Man 2 gameplay footage the final build of the game? James Stevenson's response was, haha, no. And there's a little gif of the late night show host right there just saying no. And to those of you who saw this or have any idea how game development works, I personally don't know the very first thing about game development, don't ask me, but I actually decided to reserve my criticisms until the very end, until we get more information from Insomniac Games or somebody who works at Insomniac Games. But I had it in the back of my mind that what we're witnessing here is perhaps not the final build. I'm going to assume that this is probably alpha, and that there are still some kinks and little tweaks that could be done to the game to make it look even better. The game has not gotten gold, and once the game does go gold, that's when we know that the game is completely ready to be shipped out and ready to be sold in stores. Let's go over some of the responses here. When James Stevenson said no, some people responded with, the smart ones knew. And then James Stevenson's response was that the game wasn't done. I mean, I thought that was obvious too, but so I'm hearing some word in the grapevine that the build is actually going to be a lot better. And there's also this theory that what we just witnessed was an actual gameplay footage that was recorded in 2022. And supposedly that there was supposed to be a PlayStation showcase last year, but this gameplay footage was in that showcase, but was held off and was reserved for the showcase that we recently got, which was pretty good in my opinion, not gonna lie. There were some games that really stuck out to me and I'm pretty interested in. Overall, I gotta say, like you saw on my live stream, for those of you who watch it, I was actually pretty impressed with what I witnessed. Also, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people couldn't seem to see the differences or weren't able to distinguish the differences between the graphics in this gameplay footage and the graphics in, let's say, Miles Morales or Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. I was able to see it, just pretty much everything that you're witnessing right now as I speak. The shadows, the lighting, the ambience, everything looks really good. Like, it looks really impressive. Even the glaring parts of Miles' costume really sticks out a lot. And I actually got a couple of images here, one taken from the PS5, and that's of Miles Morales. And now there's one image here that I can actually bring up, and this is taken from the gameplay footage that we saw. And the difference is pretty much night and day, although not a very incredible, huge difference, but you can see it when it comes to like the textures and the details of the costumes. I think there is a difference. I believe, 100% firmly believe, that what we just witnessed was not the final build, and that was already confirmed by James Stevenson himself on Twitter, who's the Insomniac Games community director. So for those of you who are worried or concerned that this is going to be it, and you're not impressed whatsoever, fret not. The final product is going to look a lot better than this. I think this game is going to impress us by a long shot. So what do you guys think? What do you imagine the final build of Marvel Spider-Man 2 to look like? Do you think it's going to look like what we saw in the initial trailer back in 2021, or even better? You let me know your thoughts, guys. Comment down below. I just wanted to make this video real quick talking about this because quite a few people are being a bit harsh on this gameplay, and I think it doesn't deserve that harsh criticism, at least the negative ones, the extremely negative ones. Albeit I'll take the fair negative criticisms where people are being respectful about it, but the ones that are just coming out the gates and just being incredibly insulting and negative about it, they got to do better. Because again, the difference when it comes to like the environments, the open world, the textures, the lighting, and especially in the water, my God, does that water look amazing. I just got to say that right there and put it out there. And even the city looks a lot fuller with NPCs inside the buildings, more textures, more trees, more shadows, a lot more depth, and even richer color. I can see the difference. It looks so much better. The lighting is incredibly dramatic, but in a very good way. Even that sunset looks gorgeous. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there before I end this video on a good note. And you guys let me know your thoughts about the gameplay footage that we got back on the PlayStation Showcase. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so you all don't miss anything. And I will see you all in the next comic panel.
Will one of you finally give me what I desire? Yes, we will.
PlayStation